This is Route 66, the Mother Road, the show that road trips the legendary highway from Chicago to the coast. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15. Every week they break it down so you actually get it.
Road, the show that road trips the legendary highway from Chicago to the coast. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're sleeping in a giant concrete teepee. We're talking about the Wigwam Motel.
Which, first of all, sounds like something a kid dared an architect to build, and the architect said, challenge accepted.
There were actually 7 wigwam villages built across the country, designed by a Kentucky man named Frank Redford, starting in the 1930s.
7. So this wasn't a one-off fever dream. Someone looked at a teepee and said, people will pay to sleep inside that.
And they were right. Redford even patented the design because apparently concrete teepee motel was a protectable intellectual property.
The ones on Route 66 are in Holbrook, Arizona and Rialto, California, and both are still open today.
The Holbrook location, Wigwam Village No. 6, was built in 1950 and has 15 individual teepee units arranged in a horseshoe.
15 teepees in a horseshoe. That's either charming or slightly chaotic, depending on how loud your neighbors are.
Each concrete teepee stands about 28 feet tall, which is tall enough to feel genuinely dramatic when you pull off the highway.
And just to be clear, these aren't canvas or wood. They're reinforced concrete structures that have survived decades of desert heat.
The rooms inside are actually pretty normal: beds, air conditioning, the basics. The whole magic is that cone-shaped ceiling above you.
I feel like waking up and staring at a pointy ceiling is either very zen or very disorienting before coffee.
Probably both. The Holbrook Motel also decorates with vintage cars out front, so it's like a time capsule wrapped in a teepee.
The Route 66 boom era, roughly the 1930s through 50s, was wild for roadside architecture. Places competed hard for your attention.
You had giant dinosaurs, wigwam motels, a blue whale in a pond in Oklahoma. The highway was basically a theme park with a speed limit.
And the Wigwam Motel absolutely won that competition for weirdness, which is why it's still famous while 1,000 normal motels are long gone.
The Rialto location in California, Wigwam Village No. 7, opened in 1949 and is also still standing and operating.
Both locations are on the National Register of Historic Places, which means the government officially agrees that sleeping in a concrete teepee matters.
There's also some important history here. The name and imagery borrow from Native American culture, which is something people think about differently today.
Yeah, what felt like a fun novelty in 1950 is now a conversation about respect and representation, and that's worth acknowledging.
The wigwam name draws on a mix-up, too. Wigwams were actually the dome-shaped homes of Eastern tribes, not the cone-shaped teepees of Plains tribes.
So the motel got the wrong indigenous home style and still named it wrong, which is a pretty good summary of mid-century American tourism.
Still, the buildings themselves became part of Route 66's identity, and the families who run them today take preservation seriously.
The Holbrook Motel has been run by the same family for decades, which is remarkable for any small business, let alone a concrete teepee operation.
Imagine telling someone your family business is a wigwam motel. That's the best answer to, so what does your family do in history?
Travelers today actively seek these places out. The whole Route 66 revival is about choosing character over the cookie-cutter highway exit experience.
Right. You could stay at a beige box motel with free waffles, or you could sleep under a 28-foot concrete cone. Easy choice.
The fact that both surviving wigwam villages are on Route 66 feels fitting. The highway was always about the experience, not just the destination.
Frank Redford probably just wanted to make a living selling overnight stays, but he accidentally created two icons that outlasted almost everything around them.
There's something kind of beautiful about that, a weird idea from Kentucky that ended up on the National Register of Historic Places in Arizona and California.
If you're ever driving Route 66 through the Southwest, the Holbrook Wigwam is one of those stops you just have to make.
Even if you don't stay the night, the photo alone is worth the detour. 15 teepees under a big Arizona sky is pretty spectacular.
And if you do stay, you'll have the best answer at school when someone asks what you did this summer.
I slept in a giant concrete teepee on Route 66. That sentence ends every conversation in your favor.
The Mother Road has given us a lot of stories, but this one might be the most visually unforgettable stretch of weird Americana we've covered.
Agreed. From a Kentucky patent to a desert icon, the Wigwam Motel is proof that a strange idea built with care can genuinely last.
Thanks for cruising with us today. Keep your eyes open, your curiosity sharp, and your TP reservations confirmed.
That's Route 66, the Mother Road, where the road itself is always the point.
See you next week on Route 66, the Mother Road.